morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Backpacking with Buckley. Today's video is pretty simple. I'm going to talk about free gear. When you hit a certain level of mediocrity on YouTube, a lot of gear companies start to reach out to you. And although I feel extraordinarily fortunate to be blessed with free gear, there is a caveat to all of that. And I want to talk about that today. So I just like to talk honestly. You know, it's a very cool thing to be receiving free stuff from a lot of different companies. And most of my offers come from overseas. And today's video is all about showing you guys just some of the silly things that get sent to me as a very small YouTube channel. And I want to show off what I've received recently and which of it is really cool and which of it is complete garbage. So before we get started on the silliness and the fun stuff, I want to make a very large exemption. And that's to really good companies that I do work with, that I'm very privileged to work with and will be happy to continue working with. And I want to make it very clear that companies like Near Zero here, Waymark Packs, Hilltop Packs, Chicken Tramper Ultralight Gear, Trail Lark Tents, and companies of that nature that are at least based here in the US and make really quality products, I'll always work with those guys. And anybody else out there that's watching, feel free to reach out to me. Okay guys, I'm going to go outside and make a video that doesn't include you. I know that that makes you feel very sad, but at the same time, you're going to be glad you're not in on this one. Alright everybody, let's get outside and check out some funky new gear. Alright, let's get started on the tour of free stuff. How much of it is crap, and how much of it is usable? What do you think, Night Panther? Before we get too deep into this video, I want you to all think about sticking around till the end, because that's where I'm going to show off maybe the coolest or the weirdest things that I've received, including this changing tent and a full-on fashion show for you all. Alright, so today I'll rate things on the scale of 5 stars like I often do in my reviews. And I want to start with these shorts I got on. This is the new color of 1000 Mile Global all-day shorts that I recently received. They're an 8-inch inseam, a little too long for guys like Miyagi, but for a self-conscious fellow like myself, they're perfect. Super comfortable, super fast drying, really lightweight, and I just absolutely love them. These are a 5-star. I'm going to link all companies below in the description of this video if you want to check them out. But this is one I really highly recommend. These shorts go anywhere from I think $30 to $50, depending on if they're on sale. And there's a couple different styles to choose from. Lots of colors too. The second item on my list is this XTackk Men Outdoor Shirt. Now this shirt is made of synthetic materials, and they got the right idea on what people in the outdoors may like. Now this one personally is not for me though. It might work out great for those of you who are hunters or want something a little bit, I guess, durable for the outdoors. These sleeves to me are just a little bit too rigid and not all that comfortable. I'm very texture oriented with my clothing. But if you are kind of a patch person, there's Velcro patches on both sleeves, so you can go ahead and put a lot of flair on your shirt. And overall, it's not all that bad. But for me personally, I'm going to give this a 2 stars. The XTackk Men Outdoor Shirt. It's $32 on Amazon. Alright, so let's work through this segment sitting down, because I got a few strange things to review with you. Some of them relevant to backpacking, some of them leave me scratching my head. So let's get started. So first of all, just to follow up on the Balingola mini pump, I haven't found much use for this personally. I think it might be useful for the right person with the right air pad, but for me, I'm sorry, this is a 1 star. This cat just doesn't care. All right, another quick item for me. I've seen this all over YouTube. They're sending these out to a lot of YouTubers. It is a lightweight headlamp from a company called Sunblessa. I think these retail right around $20, again on Amazon, and I think they're trying to compete with the Nikkor. I personally carry Petzl Bindi, I believe it's called, and it's just been reliable for me. So I haven't tested this out deeply in the field, but what I don't like is it feels complicated as hell just to get the right light to turn on. That being said, it's not a winner for me quite yet. At least it hasn't made it into the rotation of something I trust to take out on a trip. So the Sunblessa headlamp, for me, I'm sorry, it's only a 2-star, but in all fairness, I haven't given it a lot of chances. So this next item gets a fair shake. I have not taken it out yet, but I'm kind of excited about it. This is a tiny, tiny little flashlight that has 650 lumens, supposedly. It's rechargeable, and they send me a little rechargeable battery pack, and it's super compact. As you can see, it's just a tiny, tiny little flashlight, a lot of different features on it, and 650 lumens is a darn bright light. So as tiny and lightweight as this is, I might carry this with me on a few trips just because it'll work great for like hanging in my tent or a lot of different uses. It's not heavy enough to worry about, and I'm kind of excited. This is the Xtar T2. So I'll put the link down below for this, and I'm not going to give it a rating today because I haven't tried it out yet. All right, so this item is like a Jetboil knockoff in my opinion. It's the Adolov 2-in-1 camping stove. It comes with this mesh bag to carry the whole kit with it, and as you can see, it does definitely mimic the style of the Jetboil stove. It's a 1.4 liter pot, which is quite large for me personally, but might be good for family trips. This may look familiar. It's a canister stabilizer. And then what I see is kind of an obnoxious sized stove personally. I have tested it out. It works great. It comes with this pot holder so you can use frying pans and things. And then just this stove, like the Jetboil, is what this connects to directly. Now that being said, it mimics the Jetboil really closely, but it retails for $63, which is far cheaper than a Jetboil. But if I were to choose, I would get something like a Pocket Rocket or even the BRS stove for 15 bucks, or the Pocket Rocket in the $40 range. I think you're going to get a heck of a lot more use out of something like that than something this big and bulky. So this does do what it says it does. It cooks just like a Jetboil, works well with isobutane or propane mix, whatever, and it works. But for me, this is a 2-star just because it's a pretty hefty price for something this hefty. The final item in the sit-down session before we get to the fashion show is something that does intrigue me, but again, I haven't tested it quite yet because as you can see, it's 75 degrees and beautiful out here right now. And that's the Doche. It's a heated vest, and I'm going to open it up right now in front of you and take a peek at it, but it's intriguing, right? Now this does work on what we would use to charge our cell phones out there, just a normal battery bank. So you do have to carry that with the vest. Now first impressions, this does weigh about a pound. And I'm seeing right here on the pocket different buttons for different heating areas. It shows on the diagram. It heats mostly your back and then a thing right across your stomach. So having not even tried this yet, I am gonna just throw it on and see how it feels. It does look well stitched. It's got some nice pockets. And again, inside this pocket, I believe, yep, is a cord to charge into your battery bank. So you would just carry your battery bank right here in this pocket. Okay, on first impression, I'm struggling just to get the zipper undone. And I know I'm not doing anything strange. There we go. It does have this heat reflective lining, so that's cool. It fits. The zipper is on the left side, which I like to call the European side. In America, that's usually on a lady's garment. So that always just kind of messes with me when I'm trying to zip it up. And the zipper seems kind of cheap. So it fits decently. Again, well stitched. The zipper seems a little on the cheap side, but time will tell on that. And I am really interested to get this out. So I think I'm gonna give this a fair shake and probably do another video on it when we get some colder weather. But this is the Doche heated vests. They do a lot of heated products, all using little battery banks, and I have to admit that to me seems very intriguing. This does have a pretty hefty retail price though at $85. And again, I'll link that down below if you're interested in looking at this or any of their other products. Behind this wall, I could be totally nude, and you wouldn't know, because I'm in the Wolfwise pop-up privacy shelter. Now this was sent to me by the company Wolfwise, and these retail for $42 to $70, depending on how big of a size you get. And I gotta tell you, this thing is pretty awesome. For car camping especially, you could make this into like a porta potty, or what it's really designed for is just a place to go change in private. And that's cool. It popped up super easy. I'm not gonna bother you with that because I couldn't not pop it up when I took it out of the handy carrying case. At the end of the video, I'll show you firsthand if it's easy or difficult to put back in. We all know it's a lot easier to keep it up than it is to put it down. So the Wolfwise pop-up portable privacy shelter. Pretty awesome so far. It also comes with a rain fly and stakes to keep it down to the ground. Pretty simple concept, and I kind of like it. Let's talk about the weirdest thing that was sent to me. And that was this high fashion gear from a company called BeotyShow. I'll link them down below because I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. B-E-O-T-Y. BeotyShow. So this is stuff that maybe does not fit my mold, and I'm very much scratching my head as to why they chose me to wear their clothing. However, that being said, this doesn't work for backpacking, but it's high fashion stuff. And maybe if I'm trying to look dapper some night, I'll rock some of it. So let me show you kind of what they gave me. So first of all, to be clear, I don't think this clothing was meant to be worn with short shorts. They did send me a really nice pair of trousers, slacks, whatever you like to call them. But it was kind of like putting my thighs into a really tight sausage casing. And I just couldn't even get them up. So rather than have a problem getting my pants up, I decided I'd just skip them. But they are nice looking pants if you happen to have some toothpick-like thighs. Let's focus on the top half of my body, shall we? As you can see, I'm wearing this highly fashionable tweed, plaid, whatever you call it, shooting jacket. I don't even know what that means, but it's pretty fancy. It's got a couple of pockets down here to put your stuff in. They're just snap pockets, and I can tell you right now, it's really hot. But this is very well made. It's got a really heavy-duty zipper on it. And as you can see, it's pretty high fashion. So again, maybe next winter when I'm looking to go out and impress somebody, you'll see me in this thing. Let's move on to layer number 2, which is this 4-button fashion vest. Now I do believe this is made partially out of wool, and that's what it feels like, a wool fleece blend. It's got some fancy pockets on here that aren't real pockets, they're so fancy. And it looks pretty dapper, right? Now again, I don't think I'll be wearing this backpacking, but some night if I want to look like a real tool at the bar, you might see me in this baby. Thirdly is probably my favorite and most Buckley-like item, and that's just this simple black zip-up hoodie. Really heavy duty, been wearing this a lot around the farm, keeps me warm at night. It's a cotton sweatshirt, so it's more of a knock-around shirt, but you get me when you go plain, black, and simple. This is probably my favorite item. Zip up hoodie. What else is there to say about it? And last but not least, the flesh-colored crew neck sweatshirt. This was the only color it came in, and I really like the way it fits and feels. But as you can see, it really kind of drowns out my skin tone. So this crew neck sweatshirt is extremely well made. The one thing that surprised me when all this clothing arrived is that it feels as quality as some of this backpacking gear that I wear. It's just made for more fashion. And this has a fancy little fashionable pocket on here to put your Marlboro Reds in. And it is what it is. It's a sweatshirt. I really like it. I knock around in it around the farm, again like the hoodie, but the color's not for me necessarily. So my final take on BeotyShow is this really cool stuff. If I was a high fashion kind of guy, I'd probably give it 5 stars. But in relevance to backpacking, I'm going to have to give them a 2. But that's not why they sent it to me. They sent it to me because I'm extremely handsome and they wanted to see me in their clothing. So what are my final thoughts on receiving free gear, clothing, weird things like I've shown you today? The truth is I'm going to really limit myself moving forward, because I feel like if I do a video on every product that's sent to me, it's really going to affect my credibility, in all honesty. And I'm not here to be that guy. I do like receiving free gear, and I'll continue to do so if it's gear that I think I can review fairly and practically. In other words, I'm going to make sure it's things that I can use. So again, I want to continue to work with the nice companies like Hilltop Packs and Waymark Packs, Trail Arc Tents, Chicken Tramper, all those guys. And any of you other ones out there that want to work with me that can send me some free gear to test out for you, I'm your man. But I might not be accepting the BeotyShow Clothing of the world or the goofy little knickknacks that I know I'm not going to use on trail anymore, because it just isn't worth my time. That being said, I'm really happy to receive it all, and I will either use or give away anything I've received thus far. Before we go, I'm going to show you a little clip of how the Wolfwise tent folds back down, or if it does. So that was super easy. I'm pleased with the Wolfwise portable pop-up tent. Thanks, Wolfwise. I'll put this to good use. It was super easy to put up and just as easy to take back down. Simplicity is my thing. And what a great little thing for getting some privacy when you want to change when you're car camping. Wolfwise, check them out. So thanks for joining me at Backpacking with Buckley. I'm going to go on a nice big trip next week, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with you all, because it's going to be my first multi-nighter of the season. So look forward to that. But before that, be yourselves and be happy. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you on trail.